Hello and welcome to my way too early AFL Supercoach side for 2022. Before we get into this though, just a heads up about BBL Supercoach. I will not be continuing to do it this season. The fixtures are changing almost every day at this point. You know, it's so unpredictable. COVID's running through all the teams. Players are getting it left, right and centre. I just can't keep up at the moment, and it's too tricky, you know, with trades and everything, not knowing who's going to play, when they're going to play. So, yeah, I'm not going to be continuing on with BBL Supercoach this year. But the point of this video is my first AFL side. It's ridiculously early for me to be uploading this, but I thought I'll give it a crack and see how we go. So we'll start off with the defenders. My D1 this year is going to be Aaron Hall. Ignore that average of 105. It was more around 115, 120 if you take out his injury games. So I think last year he did his own thing running around in the back half for North Melbourne, and hopefully he continues that role this year and can produce 22 games in that same role injury free. My D2 is Jordan Dawson. So Dawson has moved to the Crows this year, and not sure whether he plays midfield or that intercepting role for the Crows, but either way, I think I want him in my side. If he does go back, he'll be freed up nicely. You know, he'll play his role like he did at the Swans. Still averaged 101, but that was with competition from Jake Lloyd. So I think Dawson, whether it's midfield or down back, could average around 110 this year. My D3 is Jordan Ridley. So the Bombers brought in Jake Kelly from the Crows this year, and rumours are Jake Kelly will play that lockdown role, which will free up Ridley to intercept the footy more and, you know, be a ball user rather than a one-on-one defender. So I think Ridley's well priced, and should be like Dawson, maybe 105, 110 average, hopefully. So for the moment, I've only got 3 primo defenders and 3 rookies. So the first one, I don't know much about the rookies, and obviously, you know, no one really does at this point, but you can sort of just pick and choose for the time being. So as of right now, I've got Leek Aaliyah, Skinner, there's rumours he might play, and he's got the DPP, and Will Kelly. And then on the bench, Will Gould, he's sort of in the talks every year, but hasn't been given the chance yet. So again, I don't know anything about these guys, just sort of have to fill in the team for now. So, and the last one is De Koning from the Cats. De Koning, there we go. Cool, moving on to the midfield now. This is definitely my strongest part of the team. We're picking the same 3 that we picked last year: McRae, Steele, Oliver. I think these 3 are definitely the safest 3 to pick year in, year out. I think you can almost guarantee they'll all go 120 plus again this year, and all super durable. McRae, Steele, Oliver, hardly miss a game. They all played the full 22 last year, and they're just safe picks, worth paying up for. My M4 is Walsh, yet again, super durable. He's only getting better. That average of 117 in just his second year, I think Walsh could go 120 plus. Just a no-brainer for me. And my final premium midfielder is a little bit on the cheap side of things, Lachie Neale. Obviously missed a bit of footy last year, and I think for the Brownlow medalist, 543k is a bargain for Neale, considering how he ended the year last year. So I think he's very underpriced, and if he's fit and healthy, he should bounce back again near or above that 120 mark. So I'm pretty happy with those those 5 picks. Moving on to my M6, we have a bit of a cheaper option this year who missed a lot of footy last year due to injuries. Jared Berry. Berry in 2020 averaged 97 in a fully healthy midfield of Neil, Lyons, Rayner, Zach Bailey, Mitch Robinson. So I think if he has a full preseason under his belt and he's healthy, he could average 85 plus, hopefully around 90, 95. That would be ideal. And 268k. I think if it doesn't work out, then you're not going to lose much money there. But if it pays off, he could be a really nice value pick there. Onto the rookies, we've got Nick Dacos. Rumours are he's going to play half-back, which could be alright for Dacos, work on his ball usage instead of his accumulation. And I think who knows how he goes. But I think everyone will pick him, so if he goes well, you definitely want him. But if he doesn't adjust to the AFL as quickly, then it's not too big of a risk because everyone will have him and everyone will be in the same boat. And my final midfield rookie is Cooper Stevens. He's been around the Cats for a few years now, hasn't been given a chance. Again, just sort of another spot I have to fill. Not too sure about these last 4 spots, Stevens in these last 3, but we'll just go with Miller Bergman. Got that DPP status. Clark from the Eagles. Rumours he might get a game. And Chad Warner's brother, Corey. Okay, onto the rucks. So this is where it gets a little bit interesting. R1, I want Grundy. I think he'll bounce back to well and truly over 120. He says he's having the best preseason he's ever had, which is good to hear. And I don't really want to touch Max Gawn this year. I think he'll play more and more forward throughout the season. Luke Jackson, he's been having a great preseason, getting bigger and stronger. I think his ruckload will increase more and more, and Gawn will play more in the forward line. So I think Gawn will still be a good pick, but more around that 110 mark, I think. Another one is Sean Darcy. It's tempting for me to pick Sean Darcy, but I do think, yes, he only missed the 1 game, but I do think there is some durability issues with Darcy. It's probably just me overthinking it, but he is also quite expensive. But for me, I'm not going Gawn or Darcy or any of these guys. I'm actually looking a little bit cheaper this year, and I'm thinking about the Big O. After his bye, he averaged 110, and he's 27. Should be hitting the prime of his career right about now. He's got one of the best midfields in the league to back him up. I think the Big O is due for a breakout year and could go 110, 115. So that's what I'm hoping for this year. And pretty durable guy. A bit of a meme pick, but I like it. We'll see how he goes in the preseason. And then my R3, I'll just pick Hayes. He's really Port Adelaide's backup ruckman. They lost Lysette, so it's real. Oh, sorry, they didn't lose Lysette. Laddams. They lost Laddams, so it's really just Lysette and Hayes now. So if Lysette goes down with an injury, you can probably expect Hayes to get a game at some point. So he can sit on the bench, but if he does eventually play and get some cash flow, that's awesome. Moving on to the forwards, the forward line this year stinks. It's really bad this year, apart from one bloke, and that's Dunkley. Started the year off averaging 135, I think it was, but then went down with a shoulder injury, so he missed quite a bit of footy. But Dunkley, he's really the standout pick in the forward line this year. Only one to average over 100 last year, and fingers crossed he's fit and good to go, and yeah, can produce around that 110 mark. My F2 is Dustin Martin. Obviously shocking to hear about his dad, and obviously a little bit of bias from me being a Richmond supporter, but I do think Dusty at 503, from what we've seen him do in previous years, is decently priced. I wouldn't normally pick Dusty, but the forward options this year aren't great. Mitch Duncan, he's getting a bit older now, has durability problems. Taranto played the second half of the year in the forward line. Hawkins coming to the end of his prime, and key forwards, you never know. Stringer, not too sure about Stringer this year. Wingard, no. Green, he'll get suspended at some point, and he's missing the first few weeks. And then none of these guys I'm too keen on either. So I think in this price range, Dusty probably has the highest ceiling. And yeah, we'll see what happens with Dusty. F3 is Zach Butters. Only played the 10 games last year, but scored well for the first half of the season and slowly worked his way back into things when he did come back. But I have heard that Zach Butters is training with the midfield group and should increase his mid-minutes. So that's good to hear. Durability is an issue for Butters, but I think the forwards are so bad this year, you sort of have to take a risk with these cheaper guys. So I'm pretty keen on Zach Butters. F4, another cheapie that a lot of people will pick, and that's Cornelio. He's got the captaincy this year also with Josh Kelly and Phil Davis, I think is the other one. So yeah, three-way captaincy. Hopefully Cornelio can pick up a leadership role like he has in the past, and fingers crossed he plays midfield. 260k, same thing with Jared Berry, not too much of a risk there. If it pays off, awesome. If it doesn't, you're not going to lose much money there. So I think Cornelio could be a solid pick. See how his preseason looks. Onto the rookies, Elijah Hollins. Hopefully he gets a crack at some point. Yeah, high draft pick. Got good potential. Fingers crossed he can put together a good season of footy. Yeah, not much to say about Hollins or any of these rookies yet. It's too early on, but yeah, see how we go. Next one, Charlie Comben. Not much on him. And then Eli Smith, another one that's been around the Lions for a few years now. Fingers crossed he can break into that 22. And we'll just go with Lockie Gallant. So that wraps up the team. It's stupid early for me to be doing this. Yeah, a couple of mates convinced me to get this up, but this is how the team looks. We'll try and zoom out here if we can. There we go, there's the whole side. There'll be more videos coming as the pre-season progresses and we get closer and closer to round one, but yeah, this is my first side for the 2022 season. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. There wasn't much insight though, so don't take too much out of it. And yeah, thanks for watching.